Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Throne. We're glad you're here. Sit down, get you something to drink, get you something to smoke if that's what you like to do, because we getting ready to go deep, deep, deep on this episode of The Throne.
I'll go in there. One of my biggest challenges is wow, so many. But I'll go back to the beginning. One of the biggest challenges in prison for it should be for a man, but it was for me. You know what I'm saying? Is to coming from the free world into prison, and when I say free world, I mean out there living your life the way you're supposed to live your life, or if you wasn't supposed to live you, however you was living. But there's different freedoms that you know what I'm saying that you're gonna get taken away from you, and one off the top is you know what I'm saying like sex. So therefore, coming into prison, you know what I'm saying, you're in a congested environment with only men, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, and you was highly sexual on the street, and now all that's been taken away from you. But then again, you see the shit that's happening around you. You see boys coming in there, you know what I'm saying, being their real selves and bending it over or whatever they're saying, or dropping it like it's hot, or you seen people getting that shit taken from them or whatever the case may be. But in Cali, one thing about them Cali, the punks up in there is, excuse the expression, no disrespect.
That's what they call them.
But that's what they call them. The punks up in there, you know what I'm saying, is deep. And not only that, they fly as fuck. You know what I'm saying? You have to double take. Because they got titties, ass, hair, weave, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And for real. You know what I'm saying? And that was a whole bunch of fucking shit going through my head. But you know what I'm saying? Like I say, you know what I'm saying? The OGs, they always step in, you know, always check in with you. What's up, little young red? You know what I'm saying? What's happening with you, man? I see you over there thinking what's going on. I say, man, nigga want some pussy, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that'll stress you out.
He said,
shit, in the free world, hell.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want no boy. That ain't just how I roll. You know what I'm saying? I don't fuck that shit. You know, that ain't how I roll. And he just told me, he said, man, you know what I'm saying? After a few conversations on the yard, a couple times, me and him got real close. You know what I'm saying? He set it up to where I can get a piece of ass up in there for the first time and shit, you know, from an officer, right? But yeah, and that's how I go. But that was one of my biggest struggles. And that's one thing that's how I overcame it. But it wasn't a frequent thing because it's a lot of pieces moving in that transaction right there. He just wanted to bless my game like that. But yeah, you get real good at masturbating up in that motherfucker.
Yeah, you stretch up over God.
Switch hands.
Oh shit, that's funny. One of my homeboys brought me a vibrator in through visitation. Why did he do that?
Oh man,
I don't feel good. I'm staying home from work. That is funny.
Wow.
Yeah. Who else? What was your biggest challenge you faced during incarceration? How did you cope with them, and how did you overcome them, or have you?
For me, being so young at the time, I was literally growing up in prison, right? So I'm growing up 18. Everybody around me 18, we have no clue what we're doing. Well, some of them did, but most of us don't. But you know, as a kid, I'm learning this part, and so having to try to just understand not only the rules, but like I say, at the time I'm very sexual, and I'm trying to figure stuff out, and I'm watching these people, and I'm like, well, I don't want to fuck with the boys, you know. So I'm figuring it out. Then I just was lucky enough that I was fairly attractive dude, so the guards like me. So I would get, thank y'all. I get a little action every now and then, right? We're the same age. They're in college down here, and I'm, you know, I should have been in college right there, right? But I think one of the biggest things having to really overcome was more or less just trying to protect my safety. Like I say, as you said, we was rolling deep. We had to roll together. We were figuring it out and trying to protect who I was, because being a younger dude, like you'd have like a like Big Baby and a few of the bigger punks down there. They was after me, right? They was trying to get at me because I was young, because I was a nice looking dude.
Shout out to Big Tina.
And they was at me, but for me, and then I was like, oh, that's not where I'm going. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to kill one of these dudes down here. I might not make it home, right?
Man, listen.
But that was my thought process, right? I'm like, okay, I might not make it.
No means no,
somebody.
and yes is not allowed.
But then, like say, some of the old cats, they pull them to the side, they would let them know, hey man, this cat right here, he gonna be all right, leave him alone. You know, and I accepted that. I appreciate you, bro, because thank y'all too. But yeah, no, but I appreciate it. But that was kind of the biggest things having to come. Just realizing, like I said, it was a different world. Everybody didn't stand a chance. I used to think everybody had a chance. They just blew it. And then it hit me one day. I'm down here with these brothers, and I'm listening to they generationals. I remember this brother, his grandfather, father, and him was all in the same prison. And I'm thinking to myself, damn. I said, y'all didn't stand a chance, period, because you fucked it up for him, he fucked it up for him.
Yeah.
And I said after that, I was like, you know what,
Generational
everybody don't
curses,
get the opportunity, everybody don't get a chance. You know, so, but yeah, I think that was kind of, for me, what it was. It was the navigation aspect, trying to stay alive, right? Yeah, that was it.
I had a thought, Red. You know what I'm saying? When he said, we said the same thing. How somebody old school had got at us and seen something was bothering us. Old school gravitated toward. The stretch of time that I've done 4 sentences. I have 4 numbers, and the stretch of time from being a youngster going in and being an old school being in there. You know what I'm saying? I seen both spectrums because I was receiving information from the old school then, and then I was giving it.
Yeah.
Wow. Full circle moment.
Bro.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
you literally, when you grow up in there, by the time I left, I went in 18, I left, I was 32. Right.
Wow.
So
you was in that position
yeah.
too.
Yeah. So I transitioned from being a youngster to look out school.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah.
school. My mind, I'm 21, but I'm 30.
It was an honor.
But you had skin in the game where they didn't know.
Yeah.
Red, it was an honor.
Yeah.
It was an honor for them to call you school. At first, it hit you. You want to look at you, but it really, in reality, it's an honor. Deep in your soul, you felt that. You know what I'm saying? In other words, what they telling you when they call you school, I respect you. Off the knuckle.
Yeah, for me, I didn't get the respect until I did my time and came out. And then it was, oh yeah, you whoop de whoop and blah blah blah. It's niggas that can't handle doing 5.5 years. Like respect, yeah, because I was gonna do that to this nigga, and I was gonna do. No, you wasn't. Shut up, because you woulda. Because where's the money you sent me while I was locked up? While you doing all this talking and congratulating? I was a G when I got locked
Speak
up.
on it. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But I feel that though,
I couldn't
because
buy a suit for what you did for me when I was locked
you
up.
better come on.
Yeah, I think for me, difference between my first trip and my last. I'm like, I did 4 trips. Didn't learn the first time, so I had to go 3 more times.
Yeah.
But the difference was, like I said, I went in
That ass. He talking about that.
Is that a man thing?
Yeah, hey, he talking about that ass whooping.
Yeah. I went in at 32. So for me, going in, I was in between. You had the youngsters, the 18 to 24, 25. Then you had the guys, like you were saying, who came in young and grew up in prison.
Yeah.
So I found out, and the guys told me, Rick, you have to dumb yourself down. I was already used to being hyper-vigilant and going out sex from being in the service. I was in combat, wasn't no sex, basic training, A school, wasn't no sex. So that wasn't no hard part for me.
You can get down.
Yeah, but it was dealing with people who younger than me. Their only experience in life was on the streets. People older than me, their only experience was in the penitentiary. Here I come in already
From my perspective.
with a lifetime experience. I mean, finishing high school, going to college, being in the service, having jobs, hustling. So when I come in, I'm a grown man. I mean, I done fucked up, but I'm in between these kids who ain't never done nothing, and these guys who their whole life has been penitentiary. I think the first time I went there, I sat down with guys who already done 18 years. I was in there with guys who had never seen the dart rail. I mean, the rail had been there, had never seen, man, what the rail look like. What do you mean, what the rail? And running into guys 40, 50, 60, who couldn't read. They go into the
So
library
many
every day.
different walks of life,
And
yeah.
I was reading the paper to them, they couldn't read. Been in prison 20, 30, and still hadn't learned how to read. So I think the hypervigilance, just always head on a swivel, trying to gravitate to guys like me who had some life experience before they came in, because it's only so many times, how long, you can play chess, play cards, play dominoes.
Watch the TV.
All that shit and watch TV. I wasn't a TV watcher. I never have been. I'm still not. I love chess, but my attention for it wanes off, you know.
yeah.
1 or 2 games, I'm done. I sure wasn't no domino or card. That was just too much shit. You know, that's always a fight.
Yeah, that's always a fight.
That's always a fight.
Yeah.
You know, of course, getting down there at the playing basketball, I play some ball, but then it's always the Dallas-Houston thing. Oh, these niggas in Dallas, always picking niggas from Dallas. Oh, these niggas in Houston. Oh, these niggas out of here. And then
Sound
the
like
smaller
elementary
towns,
school.
the smaller towns that rode with the bigger cities. You know, all the towns closer to Houston rode with Houston, towns closer to Dallas rode with Dallas. You know, that shit. So it's just always, like you were saying, trying to navigate what's going on in there, because the same guy you talking to one day, now he done talked to somebody else. Now you ain't talking to him no more for whatever reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then dudes are jealous because you get mail, because you get money on your books, because you get visitation, because you work a certain place in the prison
Come
where
on,
you wearing
come
tight
on.
whites, you know,
Ah, this
and they
really
not,
like-
you know. So that's a whole,
Man.
you know, whole thing
vibe.
in itself.
vibe,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And then, you know, when I got in there, dudes were calling me Oak Cliff. Now, that's guys who had been in there from Oak Cliff, but they wouldn't call them Oak. So now these
Now
dudes
that's a problem.
got a problem with you. You know what I'm saying? Oak Cliff, what's going on? You know, I see you getting mail, you getting the magazines, you know, you getting the Jet, Ebony, Men's Health. You know, I'm getting, man, you know.
I'm
so,
not apologizing because my people love me.
But the stigma is you in there with guys 15 years, 18 years, 20, ain't
Who
got
ain't never
nothing.
got nothing. Yeah.
So they looking at you like.
So
nigga,
those
who
are
you think you
those are real emotions, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And the picture he painted is so vivid. You know, I can understand that, because not only that, his size. I don't care if he wasn't getting no mail, didn't have no woman, nobody running for him on the streets. You know what I'm saying? His size, they gonna gravitate to him. You know what
But
I'm
you gotta
saying?
understand, in there, it's so condensed. We walking in the same circle every damn day, seeing the same people, same officers. We know they shifts better than they know they shifts, because officer such and such is cool, but such and such is relieving them. So we got to have our shit cleaned up by the time yada yada. I mean, it's so much shit, and it's so condensed that it's like it's a cesspool of shitty water with no drain. And so you got to figure out how to keep yourself clean.
Yeah.